kind of played out almost how I envisioned it would in terms of how Rutgers would try to play and how scrappy they would be. I think it was referred to earlier in the week by Coach Krabenoff. It'll be somewhat of a rock fight in terms of how hard they will play and what they're trying to do defensively, and how they'll try to muddy the waters a little bit. And I thought, for the most part, we responded to that pretty well. There was a stretch there in the second half. I didn't think we did, but we were able to recollect and collect ourselves and finish off defensive possessions, and obviously be more effective and efficient offensively. And happy for our guys, because that's obviously it's life in the Big Ten. They're all going to be similar to this in terms of the physicality and how hard teams will play, and we've got to try to match and exceed that, specifically in those areas, and be efficient and intelligent in the other categories. So happy for our guys, and now we're on to next. Questions?
Greg, how much did you like the start defensively for you guys, and did you feel it maybe set a tone at least for a little bit?
Yeah, I thought for the most part, other than a few times when we lost the ball or didn't stop the ball in transition, and then when Williams got loose on us, specifically I think he got loose once in the first half. The other shot was a little more difficult, and then the second half we got detached a little bit, but I thought defensively we were pretty solid. We're trying to make their looks tough. The thing is they have not shot a high percentage all year, so they're very reliant on the offensive glass, and that's part of their makeup and their identity. So to be able to sustain blockouts and finish off possessions with rebounds, and like I said, there was a lot of loose balls flying off the rim, off hands, bouncing on the floor, and some of those, like I said, those 50-50 balls, we could be even more productive in terms of finishing off the possession. They were able to extend some possessions because we didn't clean up rebounds or didn't get to loose balls at times, but that's about down the stretch we did a much better job of that. So I think defensively, anytime you can hold a team, I don't know what they're averaging, 70-some, and holding to 31% from the floor, and that's usually pretty effective.
Coach, how important is Zach to this team when he gives you that, kind of extra spark when things might be not going the best?
Well, in these type of games, he thrives. He likes the physicality. He likes the mix it up, stick your nose in, get knocked around, knock some people around. He's always been a guy that's really thrived, I guess is the best word, in that type of game. And then obviously his offensive game has grown and grown. He's become very good away from the ball. See how he made the one cut when Hap had the ball in the post, and he was able to back cut. And his offensive repertoire has grown over the course of his career, and he stays within his lane. He doesn't try to do things he's not capable of, and obviously how hard he plays. And you never have to worry about him, practice or games. You get the same hard hat, lunch pail mentality effort from him.
Tom?
Now the Big Ten's here, you like the progress your team's made, especially looking forward to some of these tough tests coming up.
Yeah, I think we've gotten better. I don't think we're where we need to be. I think we can be more consistent, specifically with guys that are coming in off the bench. That's one area that I would like to continue to see more growth. And then obviously you're always looking for little things here and there where we can be more efficient for longer stretches of a game. We ended up with 13 turnovers, and I have to go back. There were very few that were forced. There's a lot of self-inflicted decisions that we made, specifically in the first half. But I think we've gotten better. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. We're late December, so there should be. And they understand that we've got to continue to get better, because as we go through, we'll see more experienced teams. Everything will continue to improve in terms of the competition we'll play. So we obviously need to continue to improve ourselves.
Greg, I'm guessing you like the number of free throw attempts from Nigel specifically, but not only that, but just that he has not been shooting well from that area, but to get there and cash in, how nice was that to see? Well,
he spends a lot of time at it, and he works very hard. It's very important to him, so it's nice to see not only him get rewarded for, in order to get to the free throw line 10 times, you have to absorb a lot of contact, and attack the rim, which is, I think, something we've seen in the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it's been, that how much more efficient offensively his game has become. And a lot of that has been in terms of the proximity he's played from the rim. As it has decreased, he's gotten closer and made more attacks to the rim, and he's using his skill set there. So it's just, that's one step to get there. And obviously happy for Nigel to be able to convert as much as he did, because he's got a chance to, he'll be there a lot. He's a matchup problem just because of size and skill set and passing ability. We can do a lot of things through him in the middle of the floor or on the post, or playing with the ball in his hands in terms of attacking. So it's good to see that his work he's being rewarded for his work.
Greg, with the turnovers and the offensive rebounds that you guys allowed, is there a fine line between allowing guys to play through that and bringing them off the court? I know it's previous coach was kind of a quick hook. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, it depends. The turnovers, it always depends with me the type of turnover. If it's a physical play in the post, I'm a little more lenient with that. If it's trying to create something in transition, I'm a little more lenient with that, because I know they're, with asking these guys to try to run the floor every time, push it and make good decisions, that there's going to be misdirected or misguided pass here or there. It's some of the other self-inflicted ones that have nothing to do with, it's dribbling into the wrong spot. It's not playing with 2 hands and 2 feet and getting loose with the ball in terms of jump stops or chinning the ball. So that's, there, again, it boils down to the type of turnover. So the offensive rebounds, I'll have to look at the type. There was a lot of balls bouncing because of the type of shots they take. They're coming off at all angles and all speeds off the rim. And again, like I mentioned earlier, that's part of their DNA. It's, they shoot it and they go get it. And that's how they've tried to build themselves, or what that specific group of players has identified to. That's a lot of their offense. I think they were #1 in the country in offensive rebounding or rebound percentage until the Seton Hall game. Then they dropped to 6, or margin, whatever it was. Some stats, coaches keep throwing me all these stats of opponents, so I can get them all straight. But they had rebounded the ball pretty well, and we have as well. So I'll look and see how we if we miss blockouts, or was it just wild shot, wild rebound, those type of things, and worry more about each individual versus a total number.
Jim?
Greg, when I cut it to 9 in the second half, you called a timeout, or anything magical said in that huddle?
Not really. It was really more about, getting to 50-50 balls, winning those battles on the glass, balls that were bounced that rolled around the ground. We didn't, if it was a fumble in football, we didn't win the scrum at the bottom of the pile for periods of time, and they were able to convert that. Williams hit a 3-point play, or a 3 out of it. But then after that, I thought we did a better job of regrouping, and I don't think there was a turnover in that last 8 minutes, nor there weren't many of those 50-50 balls that we didn't come up with.
Hey, Greg. So Bronson, in the last 3 games, struggled. He's 6 for 25 from the field in the last 3 games. What's your message to him, as especially with 2 big games coming up on the road?
Well, just he's a good shooter, and the biggest thing is, what type of shots are you taking? Take high percentage shots. Continue to let offense flow to you, and have your shots be a byproduct of running good offense. And I've seen him make too many shots, and I'm not worried about that. It's the type of shot that you always analyze, the quality of it versus the quantity. So I don't know if he's really care if he's 6 for 25 or 10 for 50 or whatever it ends up being. It's we'll analyze each shot, and when did it come in the offense? Was it tightly guarded? Did we have to take it, or we could have turned it down to get a better one? Nigel went through the same thing earlier in the year, and his efficiency level has skyrocketed. Ironically, his shooting percentage has skyrocketed because he's taken very good shots and obviously played to his strengths. So it's one thing Bronson will continue to. He's aware of it. He understands. With the balls in his hands a lot, and he gets a lot of late shot clock touches. So I'd say I know what he can do with the ball. We'll just analyze each possession and grade those out.
Any more questions for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.